Well, hey there. Pat Burns here. And I want to share with you part of my conversation with a new friend that I got to meet this past year. His name is Faansie Basson. He's from South Africa, and, well, he's a handler in competitive sheepdog trials, specifically Border Collies. I got to meet Faansie at the Bluegrass Classic sheepdog trial this spring that was in Lexington, Kentucky. And one of the topics of our conversation was, well, Faansie said something that really struck a chord with me. He said the difference between average and above average dog handlers is communication. Well, I couldn't agree more. And that's going to be the topic of this blog, specifically whistle communication. This was my first exposure this year to nationally competitive sheepdog trials, and I was blown away by what these dogs are capable of doing and understanding. The long-distance communication is amazing. I thought our field trial dogs were spectacular, and they are. But what these Border Collies are able to do and what these handlers are able to communicate is truly remarkable. The difference in the tone of the whistles, duration, vibration, and a number of other things is the key to the communication that they're able to achieve. They can get a dog to go clockwise, counterclockwise, move up slowly or more aggressively on sheep, and push them in all directions when needed. Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of an insight from that Bluegrass Classic right now. And then we're going to talk more about whistles and what we can do in the world of retrievers. Well, here's the Bluegrass Classic. And this dog has been sent out about 500 yards. Watch how this dog circles around. You're going to hear some whistles here shortly. You hear those different degrees of chirps. One tells the dog to go around one flank, then come around the other side, push them through those two gates. So this dog's going to guide these sheep, and then that next whistle sends that dog on a cast all the way back to gather another group of sheep. You can hear those different single blast, multiple blast, different volumes. And that's all telling this dog to go to one flank or the other and to push fast or slow. Now, this is just an excerpt from a 30-minute run. But look how he brought those sheep, gathered them all up, brought them in close. Now they end up cutting a group of sheep out of there. And watch how this wraps up. Well, how about that? Now that was a 30-minute run, and that particular dog got second place entertaining. If you get a chance to ever watch one of those or attend, they are truly spectacular. Like I said, the variation in whistles and what they're able to communicate at great distances is really incredible. We can do some of the same things. I'm going to give you a short video, an excerpt from my Retriever Revolution course. And I spent a week mastering the whistle. And, well, I'm going to show you our variations in the whistle, and then we're going to talk about it briefly afterwards. Now, I'm going to give you 3 different intensities. The lower intensity, well, that's kind of like a tap on the shoulder to your dog, like, hey, I need your attention. Look at me. I got something I want to tell you. It's intended to be less intimidating. Now, obviously, it's got to be loud enough that they can hear it to stop. And when I blow in close, I almost always blow that softer whistle. I don't want to blow the 911 whistle all the time because when you really need it, it's not going to be profound anymore. Plus, I don't want them to get used to hearing that loud whistle and then ignore it when it's real intense. And I don't want to create undue anxiety in close a lot of times. So the lower whistle, like I said, more of a tap on the shoulder. And then there's that 70% whistle, that one that you want them to hear. You want them to stop. You're going to say, hey, I got something to tell you here. Hey, look at me. Turn around. I've got something to tell you. It's middle of the road. I mean business. I want you to look at me. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. And then there's the one, the big one, the OSHIT whistle, that 911, that you want them to feel like you reached out and grabbed them by the collar. Like, hey, look at me. I'm not kidding around. That's the super intense whistle. You're going to use all of them. You're going to use that super intense whistle on that 911 come-in when they get deep of the blind or they're deep of a mark, and you can tell they're on the edge of breaking nuts here. They're almost going to break loony on you, and you need to grab them and have that invisible check cord and jerk them in on that beep, 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 that hard come-in. Or they're at the end of the blind. They start to hunt a little bit. They're on a point. And you blow pretty loud, maybe you cast, and they're not taking you serious. The next one, you really reef on it. You just power it. And you want them to feel the chill of that whistle. Just bam, stop them in their tracks. Raise up, look at you straight in the eye and say, I got it. By varying the intensity of your whistle, you can change your dog's attitude. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I had a decibel meter there, and it was pretty loud in that studio when I was blowing it. But there's some variations in the whistle there. Again, there's that softer whistle that you want to get them to turn around and look at you, but you don't want to heighten their concern level too much. There's the firm command whistle, and then there's the 911 whistle. There's a lot of things you can do when you learn to master the ability to blow a good whistle. It takes that diaphragm. It takes that explosion of air, that control to talk through your whistle, to communicate. Remember what Faansie said? The difference between an average and an above average handler is communication. So the communication that you can achieve when you learn to master the use of the whistle is truly profound. Now, many of you think that when you blow that come-in whistle, that it just gives the dog permission to hunt and look for a bird. I've got two variations on a come-in. There's that softer beep, 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 or beep, beep, that says you're there. Go ahead and find it. But the more important whistle that you really, really need to maintain is that reeling them in whistle, that powerful 3 blast. No, beep, beep, beep. It's one of the most misunderstood casts and one of the most critical. It's your lifeline. There's a lot of times in training when you want to call a dog in and you resort to the word here. Now, I do it all the time when I want to voice my displeasure on some behavior. But don't give up and don't corrupt the power of a strong come-in whistle. You need to maintain that. It is, again, it's your lifeline. It's going to save you. It's your, well, backup parachute, let's say. And I do drills. I do come-in drills, and I work hard at teaching and maintaining the discipline of a firm come-in whistle. It's a cast. Just like the word back gets them to go away from you, that 3-note strong come-in whistle should make them turn and come directly towards you. There's a lot of times when we are using attrition on a blind where a dog's maybe not taking a cast and we want to bring him in part way and then cast him again to change their momentum, to change their attitude. And yeah, a lot of times I use the word here, but many times I want to practice that firm come-in whistle, that 3-whistle blast that means business. And if I do that and they just choose to hunt, well, that's a red flag. That tells me I got some work to do. I need to clean that up. The power of a strong come-in whistle. If you don't take anything else away from this video, maintain that come-in whistle. That's one lesson, and it's going to save the day for you, okay? All right. Hey, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.